Did you know that out of every 10 new HVAC businesses that get started up, in the first 5 years, 7 fail? Thinking of starting your HVAC business this year? You'll want to listen to this one. Hey guys, Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. I'm rolling out a program. It's a workshop, and we're going to start really soon. If you're going to start your HVAC business this summer, you need to get working now. We got to put a plan together that's going to make sure you are successful. Now, tip number 1, let's get started right out the gate. If you think that because of the success that you've had as a service technician, installation technician, or comfort advisor for that bigger company is going to duplicate itself when you start your business, I promise you right now, look me in the eyes, this is not going to work like you think it will. And there's a reason for this, and I want to share all of that with you. So let's get started a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about what this program is about and why you should be a part of it. When you open up a business, you need to have done your demographics and your market research. Gosh, Pete, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. You know, I've got skills. There are homeowners around here. That's good enough. No, it's not. Listen to me. It's not as hard as you think it is, and we're going to walk you through a basic way of finding out that data. Because Pete set up his business. I was a service tech, became a business owner on a bootstrap budget. It's better if you have money, guys. If you don't worry. There's ways. If it's got to be done, it's got to be done. So we have ways of doing that. But Pete set up his business where he happened to live. Why? It was close to family. This is where I want to be. Well, gosh, guys, that cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars over several years. And we actually were in the process of relocating that business over into a more appropriate market, but when I sold my business back in 2000. The point is, guys, if you set up a business in an average area, you may get average results. But if we've done our research and we know where the best opportunity is for your new business, you're going to have much more success out the gate. Also, what do your customers really think about you? Here's a little dose of reality. They don't like you like they pretend to. I remember going to a restaurant one time, and the waitress may have had a bad day or something. She was kind of rude. I can't remember all the details, but I was very polite to her, very nice to her, because she had control of my food. And after I'd received my food and had a chance to eat it and everything else, I mentioned to her, you were kind of rude back there, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I was mean, but whatever it was, I wasn't going to say that while she had the control of my food. And a lot of your homeowners, most of them, will be very nice to you because you're in control of what you're getting ready to charge them. You're in control of the quality of the service that they're going to get on their home. They don't know anything about it, so they know they better be nice to you. They don't necessarily love you, okay? I know you have customers that do, but it's not what it appears to be. If you want to see how much they love you, raise your prices and see how well you do. It's pretty sobering, guys. Speaking of prices, you need to be pricing for success. Listen, guys, there are several factors that go into pricing. Initially, you're going to be tempted to be the lower price. You don't have any overhead. You can still be profitable, drop your price, get all that work. I'm here to tell you that's a mistake. The customer that comes to you because you're the cheapest will also leave you because somebody else is cheaper. We've created a group here, and I'd encourage you to come join us. It's called Your HVAC Business Setup, Startup, and Launch, and we're starting a workshop this month coming, February, March, and April. We're going to put 90 days worth of weekly group workshops into this business that you're getting ready to start, and we're going to make sure that all of this stuff is handled. We're going to talk about the top 10 mistakes that HVAC business owners always seem to make. They always are convinced that it's going to work, and it never does, at least not to the level that they have expected. You don't need this, okay? Remember the original statistic? Out of 10 businesses that get started, 7 fail, and it's usually due to burnout within the first 5 years. It's a lot of work running those long hours and everything else. The other aspect of it is when you start a business, what are you going to do to get customers? Now, this is part of those 10 mistakes. A lot of people use certain opportunities for new customers that ultimately don't build a sound base for your customers. I'm going to show you in this group, if you start now, how to create a customer base before you start and launch your business. And guess what? The customers will be warm leads. If you don't understand the difference between warm and cold leads, when you get into the business, you'll find out. You do this marketing thing, you call up the people and they hang up on you and they're rude to you. That's a cold lead. They don't know you, they don't like you, and they don't trust you. We're going to show you how to create a customer base with people that already do know, like, and trust you to some degree, so that when you launch your business, you've got customers out the gate and they're profitable, full-priced retail customers, just like you need so that you can be successful, grow your business, start building a brand, and have all these other benefits. So where do we go from here? So I built this program loosely on the program that we created for business owners. The reason this program back here, the $1 Million Blueprint for HVAC businesses, was developed was to go back and fix all of the broken stuff that they didn't get right from day one. And so we have to go back through everything. In your case, if you're starting your new business, you'll be able to avoid some of these issues. And so this is a little bit of a syllabus on this. It's a little slow to load for some reason. But a syllabus is basically an agenda. Here's what we're going to go through, but it's also flexible so we can adjust depending on what your needs are. So we work from a syllabus as opposed to a rigid step-by-step program, because you may have something unique in your market that calls for some unique solutions. And so there's a ton of different aspects on this. Now, the pricing on this program behind me is for businesses. You're not a business yet, okay? You're wanting to start a business. You're still an individual. You can't afford that level. When you can afford it, you can pay for professional services, and you should. You want the best accountant that you can get. You want the best business attorney that you can get, right? You want the best marketing and advertising agency that you can find, website design, SEO, all that different stuff. But when you're first starting, you got to do what you got to do. Pete's here to help you. And the way we're doing this, instead of having to charge for a single lecture or class, we're putting a group together. Everybody splits the cost, and it's extremely affordable. Pete's got your back on that one. So this is kind of what this will look like. We're going to go through the entire business setup. We'll talk about what it takes to get your company's pricing right, to get you at capacity, to get you at a point where you can monitor these things. Let me share something else with you. Okay, so there are 7 elements to a business. This is based on a book written by a gentleman by the name of Michael Gerber. It's called the EMyth. And if you haven't heard of that, it's really good information, but it talks about the key elements. Number 1 is lead generation. Number 2 is lead conversion. And number 3 is customer fulfillment. Every business is built on this, but HVAC lead generation is different. And we're going to get into that really well and start explaining to that. Okay, let me give you an example. It's summertime. Average amount of searches on Google in your area for AC repair are 100 a day, 150 a day, right? Life is good. You do some advertising and all of a sudden you're getting 5, 6, 10 calls a day. Beautiful, right? Well, what happens is when there's all of those customers looking for your services and everybody's advertising, actually, the established businesses are not advertising, so your advertising results are really good. And it's deceptive, right? And so you start doing well and you start moving some cash, you go out and buy that new 4x4 pickup truck, and then as the weather dries up, so do the amount of searches. Now maybe we only have 5 searches per month. I don't care what your advertising budget is. How good is that to compete over those 5, 10, 15 different potential customers, prospects, when everybody and their brother is competing for it? Marketing and advertising during different seasons require different strategies. And I get calls all the time, Pete, my phone quit ringing. What do I do? Well, you should have implemented that strategy that I shared with you 3-4 months ago. that would have prepared you for this. So this is all part of a strategy, a process, a system. It all has to come together if you're going to have those leads. Now, if you can't convert those leads and you don't know how to sell, then that's an issue. I'm going to show you how to sell very successfully without selling. And we call this the consultative service call. That's one aspect of it. We also talk about how to sell on estimates and how to be successful at that, how to project your company as a professional organization. And we've got data on this. So this all is built around your brand, which leads to your culture, which delivers a customer experience where your customers go, holy cow, this company's better, this company's different, I'm calling them back. Because if you just satisfy them, well, how good have you really done for yourself? We're going to talk about employees and how to deliver that the experience that the customers, that you want the customers to experience on a consistent basis by your team, and then how to project that externally. Now, you may think, I've got a great advertiser, I've got a good rap, I'm good. And I'm here to tell you that's step one. Okay, getting their attention and getting them to call you step one. You still have to be able to convert. You still have to be able to close, to sell, to build value, and then you have to fulfill. I'm not just talking about doing the repair or doing the installation or doing the maintenance or doing the duct cleaning. I'm talking about exceeding the customer's expectations in a way that they feel really good about the experience that they just had, and they're happy to write you that check. They're happy to give you that credit card. And they're so happy they're going to tell their friends and their neighbors and their people, their coworkers at work, whatever the situation is, they are happy with you because you have exceeded what they expected from you. This is how you build a following. This is how your customers really love you. But these are several feathers that dovetail into a bird that, if it's going to soar, I'm doing good on these, right? If you're really going to be successful, you have to have all these places, all these different things in place. Okay, when you first start off and you go give that customer that estimate, $1,000, $2,000, maybe $2,500 cheaper than a bigger company in town, model number for model number, and you lose that sale, and you will. You're going to scratch your head and you will have no clue as to how that happened. I'm here to tell you how to not only understand why that happens, to prevent it, so that when you go in, you don't have to be $2,000, $3,000 cheaper. You can charge a competitive rate, you can build a superior value, and you can get that customer on your team and be successful. But guys, hanging your shingle out there, starting your business, and not appearing just like chucking a truck, you're going to be perceived. They'll smile at you. I told you. They'll smile at you. They'll agree with you, but they won't trust you. There are unresolved questions in their mind that if your processes don't answer quickly, efficiently, and powerfully, you will lose them. But you won't, because you're going to join the team, right? So come on over, check out the Facebook group. We're really excited about this. I'll put a link down below. We're going to be launching this here in just a couple of weeks. It's going to be a weekly program, and if you're going to start your business this year, if this is your business opportunity 2021, jump on board. This will not come along again for a while, so take advantage. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. See you on the next one.